like to spend some words over this subject of prayer for laity, prayer for lay persons, prayer for the greatest part of the people of God. Why it is important to say something about this subject? Because, well, on one side, prayer is so necessary in our life. I can surely say that without prayer there is no Christian. There is no Christian life. So prayer is the source and the substance, we can say the meaning of our Christian life. But on the other side, we should not simply copy the way of praying that maybe we can see for religious priests, because lay persons live in a different condition. The prayer need to take into account the specific condition of life in everyday in the world and in every condition of everyone. So we can actually put the question at the very beginning. Can we say that there exists a prayer specific for lay persons? I would say yes and no. No, it is clear because actually the instruments that we use for prayer are more or less the same as for every Christian. For sure, we all rely on the Eucharist, that is the greatest prayer in the church. So on Sundays, and when possible, also during the week, it's so important. And all the other sacraments are so important for Christian life. We have other forms of prayer, the morning prayer, the evening prayer, that the church offers to us, and that can be for sure used. So to some extent we can say that the prayer is the same for everyone in the people of God. But on the other side, we have to say, yes, there is a specific way of praying for lay persons, for people that are engaged and committed in everyday's life. Why? Because we do not have maybe the time to organize a morning prayer and an evening prayer nowadays. We all know that in the morning we wake up and frequently we are in a hurry because we have to catch the bus and to catch the train, so we don't have so much time. Then we travel in a well-crowded bus, and we get to the place of work. We get to the office that maybe even far away. So of course an important day of work, and after that we might have again a new travel. We go back at home rather tired. Maybe it's time to prepare the dinner. So in the end we come at the end of the day that we are so tired, and we say, well, how can I pray? How can I pray? And we have to take this into account, that the lay persons have to deal with this type of life. We cannot avoid that. So now the point is, how can we imagine a life of prayer as it should be? So we can start saying something about some general rules, and then maybe we can go in some better detail. As a first rule, we have to say, well, prayer for those who maybe cannot attend the daily mass or the morning prayer, the evening prayer, the prayer of the people of God, the prayer has to be not in community but personal. So for sure, the first point that we have to say that we have to give importance to personal prayer. Without a time of personal prayer, it would be difficult to say that we are living a prayer itself. So that is I would say the first point. Prayer needs to be personal. We cannot wait to have occasion for community prayers. Otherwise, on one side, maybe we need to wait for many days, but on the other side, prayer is the expression of our union with God, our own union. So we have to do this personally. So that is the first point that I would like to underline. The second one is that, as I said, maybe I do not have the time to attend these times of prayer, this community or another community prayer, the greatest one, that is the Mass. So the way that remains, but it remains very, very much important, is the personal meditation. So to have the possibility to take the Gospel of the day or a book of meditation and go through that. Maybe frequently this might come during while traveling. Of course, I'm disturbed by many things that occur during such travel, but in the end I can manage to keep calm and to try to find some concentration to pray as much as possible. Then, of course, I can maybe use the time while walking from one place to another to say Hail Mary, to say something to the Lord, no? To maybe say to pray a rosary. So maybe I have to take occasion of what the day offers. So I need not to to make a change in my daily life if I can't. I have to use the possibility that the day offers. Of course, talking about the meditation, the best would be if I can wake up maybe 20 minutes before the requested time, and I can find some time in my house to stay with God. Maybe I'm still a bit sleepy, but I can offer at least that time of prayer. And talking about time, what is again important is that I give myself a rule of prayer, a simple rule of prayer. So I should not say, well, I will pray when I feel I feel like praying. This we all know that in this way we won't pray. We have to fix a very simple rule of prayer for each of our day. Maybe something, we say, well, 20 minutes in the morning, good. The rosary while making the walking distance between one place and the other, and then the Thanksgiving at the end of the day with the examination of consciousness. So we have to fix a little bit some points. We have to try our best to defend these times of prayer. So on one side we have to take into account our life, but on the other side we can feel how much important is our relationship with God and fix our simple and maybe little times of prayer during the day. This is now regarding times of prayer. I would add another point here, that is the source of prayer that can be an important part of our days. Why? Because if we pay attention while walking, but even while working, we have so many occasions to say something and to feel united with God, to feel in union with God. maybe I'm traveling in the bus and I see a mother with her children trying to bring them at school. So I see how difficult it is for her to keep them all together. So I feel like praying, saying a little prayer for her. Maybe I cross the eyes of someone else who are sad. We can easily understand one is sad, one is suffering. The eyes are not so brilliant as they should. So we might express a prayer towards them. So I'm doing a good job. We had a good meeting in my office. I can come out from the office and say, well, this was a good meeting, Lord. I feel that we made something good, something that pleased to have seen, because we worked well. So for a lay person, we have to also to take into account that there are many different occasions to create our prayer, to promote our prayer. Just looking around, say, well, how nice is maybe this morning, how nice is this flower, how well arranged is this room, this place. So we have to take so many occasions of prayer, of giving thanks to the Lord or saying something to the Lord just from our everyday life. I think this is so much important to us, to create occasions, so to be always in contact with God. Of course, we do not have to distract ourselves from what we are doing, but it's quite easy in the end to say something. Oh, look at this person, how it is a nice person. Oh, what a just person is this one. Thank God that I received this example. So we have to take the occasion that every day gives to us. And I would end by saying something about those situations where prayer seems impossible. Let us think at one mother that stays awake the whole night because the baby is crying, is suffering for some reason. Or let us imagine other situations when a person is ill, is suffering a lot, and is asking for someone to be close by during the whole night. Let us think at, I don't know, a day of work that has been so heavy, with so much stress and much traveling maybe. So, or, I don't know, let us imagine, I don't know, a college student that is in the last hours to prepare his exam, is in the last days. It should not be like that. He should have prepared in advance, but in the end he's there in the last hours. He has to be completely taken by the preparation for that exam. So, for sure, there are many situations where prayer seems impossible. So in those occasions, even in those occasions, prayer is definitely possible. Why? What that mother could feel during the night when, in the end, she comes out exhausted, you know, by that very long night. She always has the possibility to say to herself, but why I was here this night? Why I was taking care of this baby? Because this is God's will. because God asked me to do so. I'm doing what He would like me to do. So that's why even in those occasions, I would say specifically in those occasions, I have the possibility to be so close to God. Because each time that we are doing His will, for sure we are in union with Him, and since we are in union with Him, we are also praying. Thank you for listening.